Hello and welcome to the Garian Tabletop. I am Garian Reaver and this is the Far Waste Devlog number 9. Before going on to the main topic, which is player genera, I'd like to quickly mention what we've been up to lately. Last week we ran the first combat test, the first actual playing of Far Wastes. We were testing the feel of basic gunplay as well as cover and armor mechanics. And it was a great success. We found an armor system we like, and I've been working on that. I might record the next combat test to give you an idea of how it plays, but I just wanted to let you know that we've been busy. Anyway, back to player genera and species, basically player races. So far I've talked about humans, mutants, robots, and the mysterious Gamverites. The next few are sentient species that flash evolved from animal species, the Thalborn and the Viechkind. First off, the Viechkind genus Lutran, now featuring the first official art by our new artist Eli. As always, any content in this is subject to change as the game grows and I get feedback. If you have any thoughts, don't hesitate to put them in the comments or come join us on the Garian Reaver Discord, also linked in the description. A Viechkind genus descended from otters, Lutran are humanoids that found a way to thrive in the post-apocalypse. Small, short-furred and agile, Lutran often live in close-knit groups called lodges and feel very at home among the remnants of the world before. They tend to dwell among ruins, repurposing them without any effort made to restore them. Instead, many lodges go to lengths to partially submerge their adopted homes by redirecting rivers and breaching whatever artificial reservoirs still exist. The largest lodge of Lutran is known to occupy an arcology, albeit a vastly adapted one. Karksa, a decently well-built but damaged arcology located in the eastern half of the old UE, was discovered by early Lutran to still be connected to vast underground water supply lines. By making dangerous incursions into surrounding ruined arcologies to block their own access to the water pipes, the Lutran ramped up the pressure and forced hundreds of thousands of gallons of water up into the city. Over generations, the Lutran are slowly changing the massive construct, mostly removing the old protective globe and ensuring every street is partially submerged. The work continues, reaching ever higher levels, but even now almost half of Karksa is their ideal home. Most Lutran lodges live in much humbler homes, dwelling among open ruins and abandoned buildings so old that they were likely forgotten even by the time the apocalypse came. Playful and curious people, many delight in exploring every nook and cranny of their makeshift homes, finding items and curios long lost. This habit, however, is not purely for fun, forming a resolute part of their culture. As Lutran search and scavenge, they may find a particular item that captures their heart. Most commonly this item is a gemstone or rock of an unusual and alluring shape, but theoretically anything can be the thing that grabs them. A piece of jewellery, a gadget, or even a small eye-catching bottle. They will put this item aside and never sell or make use of it. The purpose of this item is innate and understood by all Lutran, as it is a gift to be presented to one's child upon their birth. Their child will carry the item with them their whole lives, keeping it close and protected above any other possession, a constant reminder that their parent cared for them even before they existed. It is rare, but possible, that a Lutran is not gifted an item upon birth. Perhaps their parents never found anything suitable, or perhaps some fate befell it before it could be passed on. A more tragic possibility is that the parents did not care enough to follow the tradition. Whatever the reason, the unfortunate Lutran child feels a deep-seated need to keep something close. They will either find their own item, or else become deeply attached to the first gift they receive in their life that fits the tradition. In DevLog 7, about the Gamverite genus, I explained about arcologies and how they're laid out. I should mention that although the United Empire of Great Britain tore down and used the materials from most cities, that isn't to say that every building in the empire was disassembled. Numerous ruins, some left over or deemed unfit for reuse, some simply abandoned by the time the project was launched, were left as they were. Houses, streets, neighbourhoods, and even whole towns left to rot. Many of these provided basic shelter for the survivors of the apocalypse, given that our colleges were mostly too dangerous to live in. For their stat boosts, Lutran get a +2 and a +1 to different stats, one of which must be finesse. Their genus trait is one that makes a lot of sense for an otter: semi-aquatic. Like their otter ancestors, Lutran are very comfortable in the water, often making their homes in buildings with easy access to it. You are not slowed by water, can see underwater as if it's at least low light, and are strong against chill damage when wet. This is mostly stuff I've not given a lot of thought to, but I expect that most creatures are slowed in the water, taking more time to do the same things, moving, attacking, etc. Lutran can do these in water just as easily as on land. I haven't formalised terminology for lighting, but it'll probably be harder to see underwater as well. This won't affect Lutran. And damage, you could be strong or weak against it, and that decreases or increases the amount of it you take. Simple stuff. As one might expect, the most effective environment for a Lutran is in or around water. They're quick on land, but can easily outpace most genera in aquatic settings. Note though that their chill resistance works when wet, so rain or clever thinking can also help. Essentially, the only kind of Lutran seen around the far west, Ruiner, got their name from their tendency to inhabit ruins. Makes sense, really. Compared to most intelligent creatures that claim wrecked buildings or towns as their new home, Ruiner Lutran seem to positively revel in the dilapidation. Most people attempt to plug holes and establish perimeters, but Ruiner prefer to leave their adopted dwellings open to the elements for the most part. They'll commonly string bells across large gaps as a means of alarm, or hang fabrics to give some privacy, but will rarely be seen to actively build. For those who take no issue with Viechkind, Ruiner Lutran are perhaps the single best species to hire as a guide for traversing unfamiliar ruins, an ambusher to strike a party venturing into an arcology, or the equivalent of a precision laser when searching for a particular relic lost in a forgotten city. They are, simply put, masters of life among the ashes. Lutran only have one species for a very logical reason. There's basically just the one species of otter in the area that the game covers, the Eurasian otter. Of course, Viechkind are spread throughout the world. Just one species in the lands of the old UE doesn't mean it's the only Lutran species that exists. As the game world expands with, expansions, there's the possibility of new Lutran being added. The Ruiner's species trait is Ruin Dweller. Ruiner are naturally at home among the half-standing remains of the old world, the degenerated appearance not distracting them from their potential and secrets. You have the glow on all fieldcraft and scavenging checks made regarding ruins. As a reminder, the glow is when you roll 2 dice for the check and use the better one. Fieldcraft and scavenging are 2 of the as-yet unfinalized skills list. Fieldcraft is used to safely traverse landscapes, as well as recognize good camouflage and make best use of the surroundings. Scavenging is... do I even need to explain it? Scavenging is used to search ruins and the environment for useful things. Like all genera, they get something extra at level 7. As a Lutran, you also get the glow on architecture checks made regarding ruins. This skill is used to assess structures for weaknesses, vantage points, or layouts. Although their trait may seem niche, ruins, a term deliberately vague to be defined by your GM, can cover a significant portion of your exploring. Fieldcraft aids travel, camouflage, and clever use of the terrain, and a bonus to scavenging can make it much easier to find valuable or useful things. Overall, Lutran aren't the most complex genus. They're cute little guys that are in their element around water or ruins, and that's not a rare place to be in the post-poc. Across the Far West TTRPG, I've taken great pains to maintain a realistic logic. Otters are believed to be intelligent creatures. Most of their culture and behaviour is based on how I feel these creatures would actually be if they flash evolved to gain sentience. And that's it for the Lutran. Let me know your thoughts on them, and next time I'll introduce the first Foulborn genus. If you like the sound of anything I've talked about here, come and give us a hand. We're working on this with the help of the people over on the Garion Reaver Discord, which is linked in the description. Come and share your thoughts, or just drop in and show your support. We'd also appreciate it if you shared this round to anyone you know who might be interested. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more Far West devlogs, or for board games, card games, miniatures, and TTRPGs like this. And I will catch you later.